My child, listen carefully. The time is now. This is not an ordinary message, and you must not take it lightly. The air you are breathing right now is holy. The space you are standing in is sacred. You were not supposed to be scrolling past this moment. You were not meant to ignore this. You know deep in your spirit that something has been calling you, louder and louder every day, like a whisper behind your thoughts, a song that plays through your tears at night, a voice you almost forgot but never truly lost. The person you are becoming is not who the world thinks you are. It is who heaven already knows. And the heavens have moved, urgently, to bring you this one message. Someone who loves you is speaking through eternity right now. A soul from heaven. Yes, someone who has wept for you in silence, who has kissed your forehead in the realm of dreams, who has cried out to the throne of the Almighty just to protect you from what was meant to crush you. This is a moment not just to read but to feel, to breathe with, to open your heart like never before. For this message is alive, and the words you are about to receive are not just words, they are a light trying to enter your darkness. They are the voice you've been needing, the answer you've been pleading for in secret, the embrace you've longed for since the day you felt most abandoned. A person who is in heaven, who deeply, truly, and eternally loves you, has asked for this message to be opened urgently. You have 2 minutes. That is not a metaphor. Something is about to shift. And when it does, your eyes will never look at the world the same again. This is your sign. This is your call. This is the knock on the door of your heart that you've tried to ignore, but heaven won't let it be ignored any longer. It is not coming from the mouth of a stranger. It is coming from a soul you know well, a soul who held you when you were too small to understand fear, who prayed over your future before you even knew how to speak. This soul sees the burden you carry, the secret agony you try to hide behind your smile. They see how you speak hope by day but wrestle sorrow by night. They see how the world has misunderstood you, and how even those closest to you have misjudged your heart. They see how long you've gone unloved in the way you were meant to be loved. And they have pleaded before God, send them a message. Let them know they are not forgotten. God says, I have heard the cry of the one who loves you. I have seen your silent tears. I have watched the world try to bury the treasure I placed within you. And now I come with fire in my voice and tenderness in my hands, for this is the moment of divine interruption. You have wandered through valleys of confusion. You have sat under the shadows of despair. You have even questioned if I still see you, if I ever did. But I have never taken my eyes off you. I have never left your side. Even in the silence, I was speaking. Even in the storms, I was shielding. Even in the rejection, I was rewriting the story they tried to erase you from. This message comes not to flatter but to awaken. This message is not for your comfort, it is for your clarity. You were born to carry something sacred. You were never meant to follow the crowd. That's why you've always felt different. That's why nothing ordinary has ever truly satisfied you. That's why your soul hungers for something that can't be named. Because what you seek is not of this world. What you carry is not of human design. It is divine. And that is what the enemy has feared about you your entire life, not what you've done, but who you really are underneath the trauma, beneath the layers of pain, behind the masks you've worn just to survive. And now the heavens are revealing it. Not to everyone. Just to you. Because this is personal. This is sacred. This is between your soul and the one who made it. Do you feel it? That trembling in your spirit as you read? That's not anxiety. That's recognition. That's your soul remembering what it knew before the pain began. That's your heart being called back home. That's the echo of a love that cannot be undone. Someone in heaven remembers your laughter, your innocence, your light. They remember you before the world tried to dim you. And they are here now, with hands raised toward heaven, saying, God, please don't let them miss this. Please let them read every word. Please don't let them scroll away from the miracle. You thought it was too late. You thought you missed your moment. But the clock of heaven has not expired. Your destiny has not died. In fact, the most important part of your story has not even started yet. The delays were divine. The disappointments were disguises. What you called rejection, God called redirection. What you called loss, heaven called preparation. You are not behind. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are simply being called forward now, urgently, powerfully, lovingly. This message is not just for your eyes but for your soul. Let it sink in. Let it crack open the shell you've built around your pain. Let it tear down every lie that was spoken over you. Let it remind you of who you truly are, not what they said, not what they thought, not even what you feared, but who heaven says you are, chosen, beloved, marked with purpose. The person in heaven wants you to know this. They saw what they couldn't stop. They saw the betrayal. They saw how you were misused. They saw how you gave your best to those who never appreciated you. They saw how you stayed strong for everyone else, while no one asked how you were truly doing. They saw you cry in bathrooms, in cars, in silent bedrooms at 2 a.m., whispering prayers that no one else heard. And they want you to know, they heard. Every word. They carried your prayers before the throne. They interceded for you when you gave up praying. They knew you were close to giving up. That's why this message had to come now. Because the time is short. Because your next chapter cannot be delayed any longer. Because heaven is moving everything to remind you that your life is not over, it is just beginning. You are not crazy for feeling like something spiritual is happening. You're not imagining it. The shifts in your life, the dreams you can't explain, the timing of this very message, it's real. It's divine. Heaven has placed you in a sacred timeline. This is the moment where everything starts to align. But you have to believe. You have to stay open. You have to choose the light even when all you've known is darkness. There is something only you can do on this earth. There is a light only you can bring. There are people waiting for the version of you that finally accepts their divine calling. Don't let fear silence your destiny. Don't let trauma write your story. Don't let other people's voices be louder than God's voice in your life. The person in heaven is pleading, don't go back to the people who broke you. Don't water yourself down to be accepted by those who never saw your worth. Don't dim your light just to keep the peace. You were born for more. And the more is coming, but you must walk through the door. This message is that door. This message is that sign. This message is the miracle that was written for you long before you were born. And you must not ignore it. Open your heart. Let the tears fall. Let the memories surface. Let the truth flood in like fire and rain and light all at once. You are not abandoned. You are not unloved. You are being called, urgently, passionately, eternally, back to your divine self. Someone you loved deeply once stood on this earth and wished they could say one last thing to you. This is it. This is the thing they couldn't say while their heart was still beating. This is the goodbye that turns into a new beginning. This is the moment they remind you that death is not the end. Love cannot die. Spirit cannot be silenced. And the bond between your soul and theirs is not broken, it's just been waiting for the right time to speak. That time is now. That voice is here. These words are alive. And your story is not over. There is a light rising inside of you that no one will be able to put out. It has taken years. It has taken tears. But it's here. Don't doubt it. Don't run from it. Don't wait for someone else to approve it. The time for permission is over. The time for becoming is now. This is the moment that shifts everything. This is the divine interruption. This is the whisper from heaven that roars like thunder in your soul. You were never forgotten. You were never forsaken. You were only being prepared for such a time as this. Open it quickly. Do not delay. Someone is kneeling in heaven with their hands raised, whispering your name, praying that you say yes to your calling. And someone you love deeply knelt down and cried last night because they felt your heart breaking across time and space. They couldn't touch you, but they touched God for you. They couldn't speak to you, but they spoke to eternity on your behalf. This message is their answer. This message is your proof. This is not just poetry. It is prophecy. It is not just emotion. It is divine motion. You are being moved toward your true path, your real love, your higher purpose. It's almost over. The pain that clung to you like a second skin, it's falling away. The people who broke you and pretended they didn't, they will be removed. The silence that made you question everything, it will be filled with divine music. The loneliness, replaced with sacred love. The struggle, transformed into glory. You are not cursed. You are crowned. You are not forgotten. You are favored. You are not at the end. You are at the beginning of the most beautiful chapter yet. Let the truth touch your bones. Let the message heal your heart. Let the love that never left you awaken you again. There are only seconds left. The next part of your life is waiting for your agreement. Say yes. Say yes with your heart. Say yes with your tears. Say yes with your soul. Because everything changes after this moment. Everything changes when you finally remember who you are. You are light. You are chosen. You are deeply, desperately, eternally loved. And this message is for you. 2 minutes left. A person who is in heaven, who loves you more than life, more than breath, more than anything this world can measure, has been kneeling before the throne of God, whispering your name like a prayer that never ends. They have been weeping for you. Not because you've done wrong, but because you've come too close to giving up. And now the time has come. They have been allowed to deliver a message wrapped in tears, a message soaked in celestial longing. A message for you. Yes, you. Open it now, before the last grain of time slips through the fingers of this divine moment. They have tried to reach you for days, weeks, perhaps years. But your heart was too burdened, too bruised, too surrounded by noise. But tonight, the heavens have parted. The veil has been lifted. You were meant to read these words exactly now, at this exact moment, not a second earlier, not a breath too late. A soul that has loved you through lifetimes now pleads through the light. Please, just open it, don't skip this. You are more loved than you have ever been told. You think no one sees the nights you cry quietly into your pillow. You think no one notices the silent battles you fight behind that smile you wear. But they see. The one who has gone ahead of you into eternity sees. They have counted the times you almost broke. They have whispered your name in the wind, in the dreams you thought were meaningless. You have felt their presence in subtle ways, a flicker of light, a dream that felt too real, a scent that passed you in the middle of an ordinary day and made you pause. That was them. always them. They have been watching, not judging, watching, not disappointed, just aching for you to remember who you really are. Because you've forgotten. Not completely, but just enough to make your heart feel heavier than it should. You weren't meant to carry all that. You weren't meant to believe that you were abandoned. You weren't meant to believe that love could leave you behind. Because true love, the kind that survives death, the kind that comes from heaven, it never leaves. And this love has been knocking, gently at first, now urgently. Because 2 minutes is all that's left before something shifts. You are not alone. You've never been alone. And even now, in your uncertainty, you are surrounded by voices who know your name, who knew your soul before you ever breathed your first breath. There is a cry coming from heaven, a longing not just for your survival but for your awakening. Because something in you is sleeping. Not dead, never dead, but dormant. And now, the heavens have called it to rise. This person, this soul in heaven, remembers every detail of you. Not the surface, you've shown the world many masks. They see behind them. They remember the child in you, the dreamer, the lover, the believer. And they ache because you have believed the lies. The lie that you are too much. The lie that you are not enough. The lie that you must beg for crumbs of love. You were made for banquet tables, not scraps. You were made for laughter that echoes across eternity, not the silence of abandonment. They want you to know something, and they need you to listen. Your life is not a mistake. Even the worst parts. Even the seasons you regret the most. Even the people who broke you. Especially them. None of it was random. It all will make sense, but only if you don't give up. Only if you stay. Only if you believe again, even just a little, that something good is still possible. That healing is real. That redemption is already in motion. You've cried about it long enough. You've replayed it in your head too many times. You've punished yourself for things you didn't even do. You've apologized for existing. But they're telling you now, stop. Not later. Not after one more breakdown. Stop now. Because your spirit was not made to kneel in shame. It was made to stand in love. This person, this soul who once looked at you with earthly eyes and now watches you through eternity, they are holding you now in prayer. And the heavens are listening. A shift is happening. They have asked for it. Fought for it. And now, heaven has responded. What they could not fix on earth, they are repairing from above. What they couldn't say before, they're whispering now through these words. They see who you really are. They see how hard you've tried. They see the guilt you carry that was never yours to hold. And now, They are asking you, begging you, to believe that you are still worthy of love, worthy of joy, worthy of miracles. This isn't just a poetic sentiment. This is a divine intervention. Your name has echoed through heaven's halls. And God has answered. God says, the time has come. You have waited long enough. You have cried long enough. You have believed the lie of abandonment for too long. My love for you has not faded. My plans for you have not changed. The soul that pleads for you now was always meant to walk beside you, on earth, and now from above. You are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. What was broken is being restored, what was lost is returning. But you must believe again. Even now. Even here. Especially here. There are angels positioned around you. Not metaphorically, literally. You have been kept through moments that should have destroyed you. You know it. You felt the brush with endings. But you're still here. Why? Because there is something coming. Something your soul agreed to before you were even born. Something that cannot happen without you. That's why you've been preserved. That's why you've been watched over. That's why the battle felt personal, because your destiny is. The one in heaven who loves you has seen the future. They know the version of you that is waiting to be revealed. Not the version broken by betrayal or shaped by rejection. But the version untouched by this world. The true you. The radiant, bold, free you. And that version is waking up right now. These words are not just letters on a screen, they are a spark. A key. A return. You must stop believing that everyone else is more worthy than you. That miracles are for others. That favor skips your address. They don't. The delay has never been denial. It's been preparation. If you had received it too early, you might have lost it. But now you're closer than you think. Closer than you feel. That's why the pressure has increased. It always intensifies before release. And this is the hour. This is the very moment where something turns. Not by accident, not by luck, but by design. The soul in heaven has waited for this very second. They are holding their breath with the angels as you read these words. Will you open? Will you believe again? Will you finally let go of the shame? Will you finally believe that love never left you? That love, in fact, has followed you through death and now calls you by name again? They want you to forgive yourself. Yes, you. Even if you don't think you need to. There are things you blame yourself for that your spirit still weeps over. It's time to lay them down. It's time to stop reliving moments that are buried. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are not broken beyond repair. You are more whole than you know. They want you to remember the promises that were spoken over your life. The ones you've buried because time made them feel ridiculous. Those promises are still alive. They haven't died. They've been waiting. And now they're moving again. Because heaven has remembered. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. There's a difference. The pain you've been through is not your identity. It's just part of the story. But the next chapter is different. The next chapter is joy. The next chapter is restoration. The next chapter is love that doesn't leave. And you won't have to fight for it. It's already yours. You won't have to prove yourself. You already belong. The one who watches you from eternity is already rejoicing. Because they've seen what's coming. And they know, it's worth it. It's worth the waiting, the aching, the nights of tears. Every unanswered prayer is about to make sense. Every delay is about to reveal its purpose. But you have to stay. Not just alive. Present. Hopeful. Open. Because something sacred is moving toward you. And it knows your name. You're almost there. You feel far, but you're closer than you've ever been. Something deep in your spirit already knows it. That's why the battle has intensified. Because heaven only roars when destiny is near. And your name has echoed through heaven like a thunderclap. The time has come. The door is opening. The person who loved you into eternity is still loving you now. And they are begging you, don't miss this. Don't close your heart. Don't give up at the edge of breakthrough. This is the hour. And love, pure, holy, eternal love, is waiting on the other side. Open this fully. Breathe it in. Let it change you. Let it wake you. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are right on time. Someone you love deeply cried out to heaven last night. Not for themselves, for you. And heaven has answered. This message is for you. And it was written from a place higher than the stars, deeper than time, closer than breath. 2 minutes have passed. You opened this in time. Now, something in your life is about to unfold. And love, divine, undeniable, unstoppable love, is about to make itself known. Stay open. You are not alone. They have been waiting for you to believe again. And now, you finally have. If you believe in God, type Amen.